You need wheels. Cheap, fun, and reliable wheels at that. Well, I'm here to tell you that it feels good to buy something that costs 1/10 of what most cars on the road actually cost. But it also feels just as good to own it. Now, you're probably thinking, Brad, you can't buy anything for $3,000. And if you do, it's gonna be a hunk of junk. But guess what? You're wrong. And if you're looking to buy something for $3,000, it's actually a great starting point, because then you can level up with your next purchase. So in this video, I'm gonna be showing you 8 great vehicles that are reliable, sporty, and versatile. And I personally am considering buying the last vehicle on this list. So if you're new here, I'm Brad Danger. Go ahead, smash that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and buckle up, because these are the sickest rides for under $3,000. Let's go. Real quick though, before we get into the facts, have you ever gotten a speeding ticket? Let us know in the comments below. Because guess what? 1 in 5 people watching this very video this year will get one. And you're gonna wanna use today's sponsor, Off the Record, because they're gonna go to bat for you. They handle the whole process for you, and their success rate is over 90%. And they even offer the client a full refund if they're not able to get the ticket dismissed or reduced. That is mind-blowingly good service. 41 million people are gonna get a ticket this year, and the average fine is $150. But the average insurance increase is $1,000 plus. So financially, it's worth it to fight every ticket every time. So if you get hit with a speeding, street racing, hit and run, reckless driving, or any other infraction, Off the Record is your secret weapon. They've contested and dismissed over 70,000 traffic tickets. And they want to give you an ideal discount when you need them. So click the link down in the description, create an account today to lock in 10% off teaming up with a professional attorney to fight your next traffic violation. And you're gonna wanna do that right now because it's good for the next 3 years. So create your account today and then use promo code IDEAL10 anytime over the next 36 months at checkout when you're ready, and you'll be able to save 10% off all legal services. So it's there when you need it. And truth be told, if you're really looking for a solid car for under $3,000, we'd start you off by looking for an Acura TL. And the best of the best TLs are the 3rd generation. Sold from 04 to 2008, the 3rd gen of TL was done right. With a well-balanced chassis, sharp acceleration, and outstanding comfort, the TL is a great blend of performance and luxury. But I bet when you hear luxury and performance in a car that's 15 years old, you'd think that you'd have a headache on your hands. But that's where you'd actually be wrong. Because today these TLs are still on the road, killing it with hundreds of thousands of miles on the clock. And with 270 horsepower, these TLs sure know how to party. And while you may be hard pressed to find a manual TL in the market for under $3,000, although if you wanna save the manuals, snag our best-selling Ideal T. But if you can somehow find one with a slick manual gearbox, they come standard with features that most sports cars don't even have, like a Torsen limited slip differential, 4-piston Brembo brakes, and beefy front and rear sway bars to keep its handling in check. Beef, it's what's for dinner. And the interior, it's also lined in luxurious leather. So even if you aren't all about performance, the TL might also be for you. And thanks to the generous aftermarket support for these TLs, you can make them truly one of a kind. Okay, maybe don't donk your TL. An Acura TL is made for daily driving. So leave it stock to blend in and have yourself a solid car that is luxurious, performance-oriented, and reliable. And for under that $3,000 mark, you can have your own. The TL is honestly the answer, so we can just stop right there. But we're going to keep going with the Acura TL's brother, the Honda Accord. And while the Acura TL was a solo home run, the Honda Accord is an RBI triple, which, if you know baseball, I don't know if that makes sense, but let's keep it going, because it's provocative. And the Accord is going to be a lot cheaper, not only on purchase price, but also repairs and insurance. And these are all the things that you need to consider with cheap cars. And you can easily find these with a manual transmission, which, if you're like me and want to save the manuals, well, you know what to do. So the Accord is a good mix of fun and fast, all while staying uber reliable. And for our $3,000 budget, you are able to find a manual one all day long, like this one for only $2,800. And while the Honda doesn't carry the Acura badge or even the same amount of luxury, it makes up for it in other categories, which is exactly what my fiance tells me. But there's a lot of people out there that don't really like Hondas. Neither the TL or the Accord may be for you. So what about Scions? Not Scion's class, Scions. Debuted in 2003, Scion was Toyota's brand for cheap Toyotas that were aimed specifically towards younger buyers. While the Scion brand didn't live on past 2017, most of its cars did. Because, well, they were made with ultimate reliability in mind. I mean, it is a Toyota after all. And Toyota made these cheap cars for customers that didn't have a lot of money. It was essentially their gateway car for younger consumers to fall in love with the Toyota brand. So, what does that mean for you and me? Killer cars at steep discounts. You can pick up a TC with a manual transmission for just over $2,600 and an XA for a hair over $2,100, or the quirky toaster car XB for just $1,500. And whichever Scion you choose, you won't be disappointed, unless you live in a place with snow. And in that case, you're gonna wanna look at the Honda CR-V. Coming with four-wheel drive, these CR-Vs are light on their feet, and when you pair them with some capable tires, they will go just about anywhere. But that's not why we here at Ideal love them. That's thanks to its reliability, as they're known to go well past 300,000 miles and beyond with just simple routine maintenance. The CR-V is one of the only vehicles that you will ever need, as these will never leave you stranded. And for under $3,000, you got choices. You can pick up either their first or second generation, like this one with under 135,000 miles. Imagine never having to buy another vehicle again. That could be the case with the CR-V, but to be honest, they just aren't all that exciting. The Pontiac Grand Prix GTP doesn't have that same issue. The Grand Prix GTP has the biggest engine on this list, and yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is paired with a blower. Now, normally, a blower is only a phone call away, but in this case, the supercharger comes stock. And while yes, it isn't the most powerful with only 240 horses, the supercharger whine more than makes up for it. I mean, just listen to this beautiful music. Then add a smaller pulley and a tune and take that excitement level to the moon. But that's not what this list is about. So how does the GTP hold up long term? Well, super surprisingly well. You can get a Grand Prix GTP in a coupe or a four-door sedan, but both come with that awesome supercharged 3800 V6 hell-raising motor. General Motors liked this engine's long-term reliability and overall performance, and they actually produced it from 1961 all the way until 2008. The 3800 engine is one of the most produced engines in history. Don't you want to be a part of history? Plus, since there are a ton of them out there, a lot have ended up in junkyards where you can find parts for cheap. But if you want a clean run-in and drive-in Grand Prix GTP, you'll have to shell out just under $3,000, and you'll be able to snag one that has been well taken care of and has low miles. But one thing that Pontiac lacks is its luxury. Well, not with Lexus. And for under $3,000, you can go all out and get yourself a Lexus ES300. And not only is the Lexus ES300 luxurious, it's also reliable. No matter which generation of ES300 you go with, you won't be disappointed. And for the price, you won't just be limited to one generation, as you can pick up the second gen, third, or fourth gen ES for under your $3K budget. You can pick up a second gen for less than $1,800. And when you use the Ideal Car Strategies negotiation tactics, you'll get it down to $15,000, which is half of what your budget is. Incredible. But if you want a modern take and updated styling, you can pick up the fourth gen for $2,900. And regardless which generation of ES300 you choose, you'll enjoy a trouble-free ownership experience, all while paying little to nothing on repairs and maintenance. Which brings up our honorable mention, baby, an older BMW 5 Series. Now wait, before you click away and try to go find one of these, hear me out. The old 5 Series BMWs, they are not junkers. The E21, the E34, and even the E39 5 Series Bimmers are some of the most fun cars out there regardless of budget. Plus, I think they're all really easy on the eyes. Not like me. I'm not gonna recommend just any old 5 Series to everyone, just to those that love working on their cars. If that's you, a 5 Series might just be for you, because you get a big, badass BMW lined with luxury, all paired with a communicative chassis. Dare I say old 5 Series are ultimate driving machines? Yes, I do. Sure, you're gonna be spending hundreds or even thousands of dollars on maintenance, but that's over the long term, and you can get a prime E39 for just 2,800 bucks. Now, I wouldn't recommend these Bimmers to everyone, but I would recommend a Toyota Celica to anyone. I don't know why, but I've been thinking a lot about this car recently. And part of it is, well, they're becoming harder and harder to find, especially when you have a $3,000 budget. But I could see these cars potentially skyrocketing in value in the near future. They've got sports car cool looks, Toyota reliability, and the fact that it was in all of our favorite childhood video game series. You know, the Need for Speed Underground. Wait, are you guys too young to know about this game and the PS2? I'm getting old. Well, not only was it in NFSU, but also the legendary Scotty Kilmer loves these cars for their reliability and simplicity.
Today I'm going to talk about perhaps the best car ever made. My old 1994 Toyota Celica S.
Most of these cars are manual, and the ones to get if you can find one or be able to afford a bit more would be the GTS model, as it has the same engine as the Lotuses. Or the Lotus has the same sporty engine as what you find in this model. Whichever way you spin it, the GTS is the ideal spec to get. Although the GT model, you can get one with less than 90,000 miles on it for your $3,000 budget. While the sportier GTS model, you're gonna be a little bit heavy on your $3,000 price tag. But that's why I created the Ideal Car Strategy, so that you could get a GTS at or below your budget. So if you want to learn the right way to buy cars for less and sell them for more, and really identify which cars are going to let you do that, check out the Ideal Car Strategies. I'll link to it down below and up here. And if it's something you're interested in, well, join the curriculum and join a like-minded enthusiast group that we have on Facebook. It's really fun. I hang out in there every day and we just talk cars, which is really neat. Just the neatest. So, which of these cars is the best for under 3K? I like the Acura TL. I like the CR-V, but man, that Celica GTS, if you can get it for 3K using the ICS, it's gonna be hard to beat. So let us know which car we left off the list or which one's your fave down in the comments below. Hit the like button so that YouTube knows that you enjoyed this video, because I enjoyed making it for you guys. You guys rock, and I hope you buy a $3,000 car so that then the next vehicle you buy is a $6,000 car, and a $12,000, and $24,000. And that's the power of the strategies and leveraging financing, which you gotta learn to do before you do. So, this has been real. I'm Brad Danger, this is Ideal Cars, and promise me one thing, keep living the ideal lifestyle.